Call this meeting to order. If you would please stand with me and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Okay, we'll start with roll call. Alderman Smith.
Present.
Alderman Schneider.
Present.
Alderman Simpson.
Present.
Alderman Saunders.
Present.
Alderman Osborne.
Present.
Alderman Quinn.
Present.
We have a quorum. We shall proceed. First on the agenda, under tab 4, will be to review and approve the meeting minutes for the March 19th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as prepared.
We have a motion on the floor to approve the meeting minutes for March 19th, 2026 meeting. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
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 All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Okay, next on the agenda is unfinished business. The first item will be the Monroe City capitalization policy. This is something that was driven driven by the audit.
About bills, can I pay the bills?
Did I jump past it?
Yeah.
Okay, I apologize.
No worries.
Tab 5, presentation of bills and approval of payments. I'm gonna miss you.
Just gotta do it.
Maybe Kevin will help keep an eye on me.
A question on it might have been in the second set, from memory. No, it was column software. Does that ring a bell?
That's advertising. That's for putting notices in the newspaper.
Okay, okay.
Is Deer Credit the pool payment? What is that?
I'm sorry?
Deer Credit, DERE.
Probably, was that for the Southland sign?
Oh,
That was for that piece of, the mayor knows, it was for that piece of equipment for the street, remember?
refinance that.
The lease payments.
Are we talking about the lease payment? Is that their portion? No?
Deer credit.
Deer credit, it's like
Deere, John Deere.
John Deere?
John Deere credit is a lease payment on that piece of equipment. Yes, yes.
Okay.
An annual lease payment.
And it's split over a couple different departments.
Appropriately
Right, 'cause they
split
share
up. Last year, it was divided across just everybody. And so this year, we tried to rationalize which departments actually use it. And so that will come from their funds. Little housekeeping.
The Klinger and Associate grant expense, do we get reimbursed for those? Or
I'm sorry,
the Klinger and Associates grant expenses?
for Klinger,
We get reimbursed?
we will,
Okay.
we will. The Klinger that you see there is part of the $65,000 grant from Missouri Department of Natural Resources to conduct the emerging contaminants study. Now, they won't be doing any future work on that. They won't be doing any work in the near future on that. We submitted the grant application to the revolving water fund as part of the emerging contaminants fund, so our portion would be a very small amount. The total of the grant was about, I can't go off the top of my head, I think $1,043,000, and we expect our portion to be about $50,000. It's a little complicated to explain it, but that's what that's about. And that is part of the grant, so yes, it's fully reimbursable. And we won't know till August if we get the grant. Motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve the bills.
We have a motion on the floor to approve bills payable. Do we have a second?
Second?
We have a motion second on the floor to approve bills and favors. All in favor say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
All opposed say nay and raise your hand. Ayes have it, motion carries. Okay, now can I move to unfinished business? Okay, thank you. Okay, the Monroe City capitalization policy, that is something that was driven by feedback from the auditors when they were in the process of doing the audit that we hope to have completed within the next 2 or 3 weeks. Right now, we are in receipt of the draft audit, but that cannot be released. That's part of the problem, part of the policy. And once they finish it, it'll be released for everybody. So our administration committee worked on this, is that correct?
Best I can remember, yes.
Yes.
And this was passed out of the administration committee and requires approval and acceptance by the board to become policy. Are there any questions about this capitalization policy? Policy?
Just a minor question maybe. Does this really have any effect other than sort of like a bookkeeping drill of like,
Correct.
or does it actually have much effect on what, expenditures or
No.
anything? Okay.
No, this is merely establishing the criteria for determining the value over time of depreciation. And it gives you guidance on, okay, what items go where, 5-year, 10-year, 20-year, 25, 30, blah, 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 blah. And so like here, vehicles are a 5 to 10 year category, buildings 50 years, office equipment 5 years, infrastructure 50 years, et cetera, et cetera. It's very basic, it's very simple, but it's required.
So do we need any, we need a motion to
Yeah,
accept?
need a motion to accept this.
I'll make a motion that we accept this capitalization policy as presented from the admin committee.
We have a motion on the floor to accept the capitalization policy as presented. Do we have a second? We have a motion second on the floor to accept the capitalization policy. All in favor, raise your hand.
Aye.
All opposed, raise your hand. Ayes have it, the motion carries. Ooh. Okay, the next one. Bill number 2, an orders ratifying police chief compensation in the city of Monroe City, Missouri.
So the mayor had me prepare this. There's a blank, I believe, in the space for the salary. The mayor also brought to my attention that in the last budget, the city passed the police chief's salary, and that was adopted by an ordinance. The police chief's salary is $58,000 a year. So that was done before the election. So my advice is that the city needs to move forward with using that number that they adopted before the election. So,
Is there any way, because I know, so is this set for the next 4 years then?
Yep.
Is it feasible that you do an increase or anything, like a cost of living increase or anything?
What
Do
I've
that, or-
seen is that, and we'll have John, I guess, as the legal rep, but the Missouri Constitution says that you cannot change, you can't change the compensation of essentially, and elected's not the right word because even some appointed officials are affected, but
Correct.
but officials during their term of office. But if you pass an ordinance before their term, you can put in a formula to do increases. That if it's already established before the term. So an example would be is if you wanted to say, okay, it's going to be this amount on year 1, this amount on year 2, or it's going to be multiplied by a CPI number or something, that you can do that. You can do that ahead of time, and then those take effect during the term. You can't change them during the term, but things that you do in an ordinance ahead of time can be set.
So we're too late to do that now.
But we didn't know that.
I will say that, I personally had not much idea on this. I mean, other than we've known before that the general rules that you can't change anything, during the terms.
Would it be something that, like, if he has if the police chief has extra duties, say emergency management, something like that could be an additional compensation maybe for next budget year that would be outside of this, or how does that work?
no, I think, I spent a lot of time this week on this issue. There is case law that if you add to an elected official's duties during the term, that the pay could be raised.
Okay. So if we-
But that would need to be done by the council
Okay.
through an ordinance.
Well, I know the chief and I had a conversation last week about, he is the director for emergency management. We had a discussion about that last week, and he took the time to bring me up to speed on where everything's at. There's work that he's going to have to do relative to, there's a lot of ordinances that have the fire department in them and responsibility for fire troops. One of the things he and I talked about, we're going to have to spend some time working through that and getting all those issues resolved. So I think that's definitely something we can talk about. Why don't we go ahead and plan on getting on the agenda for our next meeting and see if we can do something with the additional responsibility. And I'll rephrase that. Let's see if the board would like to do something with the additional responsibilities based on what our city attorney has just advised us.
And that can be done after,
Yes.
okay,
If you change the responsibilities over and above what they would normally be, and what has happened is when the mayor makes appointments, guess what? That's one of the appointments that the mayor gets to make, and the mayor presents that appointment recommendation to the board. The board has to accept it, they have to vote on it.
right,
Get it?
right.
Anything else on that?
So we said 58,000 was what we had decided in the budget.
Yes.
Well, I'll make a motion then that
We don't need to do anything.
we don't need to do anything.
No. You did that when you accepted that when you voted to approve the budget ordinance.
But we have this bill in place to be.
Well, full disclosure, when this got tasked to me and we didn't realize the budget had already been done and adopted by ordinance.
Okay.
So I think we're good.
So the budget covers that.
Right.
Otherwise,
Okay.
otherwise,
I'm satisfied
there's
with the answer,
a whole different path that is, well, it's not very, I don't know how to characterize it. We don't want to go there.
Okay. Okay, but I mean, what the
This-
attorney is advising the mayor is that.
Yeah, no, I just,
Okay.
yeah.
So, motion to table bill number 2.
And his salary will go into effect after?
It's already in effect. It goes in effect after he gets sworn in. The way the calculation was done, the calculation was put into the budget, annualizing $58,000 a year for the balance of this fiscal year. So at the end of the fiscal year, it rolls over and it's all over again. So it's 58. So we need to
I'll make a motion to table, bill number 2 then.
we have a motion on the floor to table bill number 2. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion, second on the floor to table bill number 2. All in favor, please raise your hand.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Next thing we have is the bids. These are also under tab 6 for the postage machines. One of the things that we didn't discuss the last time we talked about this, and maybe I should go ahead and say it, is this will save us about $3,000 a year in additional postings where we have to post certain notices separately by mail with postage. And it was about $1,500 each time we have to have that done. So in addition to all the things that we talked about last time, I need to make you aware of that. The bids that you've got, the cheapest bid is Intimus, but they do not offer a production plant. So we would not ask you to purchase the one from Pitney Bowes because it's just so much more expensive than the options. We don't have any information that would convince you that the Pitney Bowes provides better quality. So I think what we decided, our recommendation to the board in her absence is going to be the Formax FD 6104. What did you think? What did you think of that full 8.5 by 11 in the envelope mailed to your
It was
address
excellent.
with additional
It was
information on
excellent,
it?
Yeah,
I thought it was very,
very
very
timely,
good.
yeah.
So what we need is the board to approve the purchase of the FD 6104. That'll come out of CapEx sales tax.
I'll make a motion to approve that purchase.
And that's with the,
Of the Formax?
Yes, at the Formax FD 6104.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to approve the purchase of the Formax FD 6104 in an amount of $7,495 and a 4-year protection plan of $249.99. Do we have a second?
I will second that.
We have a motion second on the floor to approve, to approve the purchase of the FD 6104. All in favor, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, raise your hand, say nay. Ayes have it, the motion carries. All right. Let's see here. Okay, new business. Certify the election results. Tab 7. You have presented to you from the certified election results from Monroe County, Marion County, and Rawls County. Are there any questions? Okay, you need to vote to certify the results.
Do we need to make a motion to certify
Yes.
this? I'll make a motion, we certified the election results as presented.
We have a motion on the floor to certify the election results from the April 7th, 2026 election. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to certify the April 7th, 2026 election results. All in favor, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, raise your hand, say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries. We will now proceed to administering the oaths of office to the elected officials.
Bye.
Thank you for your service, Robert.
Bye.
Thank you, Robert.
I'm a little envious, but,
Don't forget your nameplate.
Okay, repeat after me. I, Kevin O'Brien, being elected or appointed to the office of Alderman for Ward 1
Being elected or appointed to the office of Ward 1,
of the city of Monroe City, do solemnly swear or affirm
City of Monroe City, do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Missouri,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Missouri,
and the provisions of all laws of this state affecting the cities of this class,
and the provisions of all laws of this state affecting cities of this class,
and the ordinances of the city, and faithfully demean myself while in office. Right there.
and the ordinance of the city, and faithfully demean myself while in office. And I do further swear for affairs that I process all qualifications prescribed by law or the ordinance of the city for the office to which I have been elected or appointed. I need my glasses.
I don't remember having to say all
I
that.
didn't have glasses.
I think you said it.
Yeah, it seems like it's more.
Where do you think you're going, Twinkle Toes?
I usually do that.
Thank you, and welcome
We
aboard.
just do it as a group. Oh, me.
Oh, you're up there now.
All right, next up is Mr. Alderman Snyder. Repeat after me.
I, Michael Schneider,
Being elected or appointed to the office of Alderman Ward 2
being elected or appointed to the office of Alderman Ward 2
of the city of Monroe City, do solemnly swear
of the city of Monroe City, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Missouri,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Missouri,
and the provisions of all laws of this state affecting the cities of this class,
and the provisions of all the laws of this state affecting cities of this class,
and the ordinances of the city,
and the ordinances of the city,
and faithfully demean myself while in office.
and faithfully demean myself while in office.
I do further swear or affirm
I do further swear or affirm
that I possess all the qualifications prescribed by law
that I possess all the qualifications prescribed by law
or the ordinances of the city for the office to which I have been elected or appointed.
or the ordinances of the city, that office that which I have been elected or appointed.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Please sign your name right here. Oh, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Two down, two.
Okay. Alderman Smith, please repeat after me. I,
Aye, Greg Smith.
being elected or appointed to the office of Alderman Ward 3 of the city of Monroe City,
Being elected or appointed to the
Sometimes
office of
the title's
Alderman
up.
Ward 3 of the city of Monroe City,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Missouri,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Missouri,
and the provisions of all laws of this state affecting the cities of this class,
and the provisions of all laws of this state affecting cities of this class,
and the ordinances of the city,
and the ordinances of the city,
and faithfully demean myself while in office.
and faithfully demean myself while in office.
And I do further swear or affirm that I possess all the qualifications prescribed by law
And I do further swear or affirm that I possess all the qualifications prescribed by law
or the ordinances of the city for the office to which I have been elected or appointed.
or the ordinances of the city for the office to which I have been elected or appointed.
Thank you. Congratulations, Greg. Please sign right here. Chief James.
I, Zach James,
Being elected or appointed to the office of City Marshal
being elected to the office of City Marshal
of the City of Monroe City,
of the City of Monroe City,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Missouri,
and of the state of Missouri,
and the provisions of all laws of this state affecting the cities of this class,
and the provisions of all laws of the state affecting cities of this class,
and the ordinances of the city,
and the ordinances of the city,
and faithfully demean myself while in office.
and faithfully demean myself while in office.
I do further swear
And I do further swear
or affirm that I possess all the qualifications prescribed by law
or affirm that I possess all the qualifications prescribed by law
or the ordinances of the city for the office to which I have been elected.
or the ordinances of the city for the office to which I have been elected.
Congratulations, Chief. One more. Ronnie Miller,
Pretty good. Being elected or appointed to the office of mayor
being elected or appointed to the office of mayor
of the city of Monroe City,
of the City of Monroe City,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of
and
Missouri,
the state of
and
Missouri,
the provisions of all laws of this state
and the provisions of all laws of this state
affecting cities of this class,
affecting the cities of this class
and the ordinances of the city,
and the ordinances of the city,
and faithfully demean myself while in office.
and faithfully demean myself while in office.
And I do further swear
I do further swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I possess all the qualifications prescribed by law
and that I possess all the qualifications prescribed by law
or the ordinances of the city
or the ordinances of the city
for the office to which I have been elected or appointed.
for the office to which I have been elected or appointed.
I do. I'm gonna see your driver's license. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Good luck.
Okay, we are going to now adjourn the 2022-2024 council session and take a very short 5-minute break, so we are now in adjournment. Take a break, we'll be back here in just 2 or 3 minutes. We'll start for the next meeting. Give people a chance to take a little break if they want to.
If I'm meeting for too long, that old man said, you know.
I know. So you just keep reminding me,
Yeah, I will.
okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
That old man said, meeting's too long.
You can explain it all day, and I swear to God, they won't get it.
Well, I hear
You do.
Yes.
I do.
you.
That's what she wants to do.
It's tonight that, it's tonight that fix or?
Oh, yeah.
Draft?
Yeah, the first night.
Ah, it was 2 nights.
Yeah, Friday night, or no, Thursday night, Friday and Saturday, finish up Saturday. Oh, it's probably flash on Saturday. The night they just moved the first 32. Okay, and we got number 9, which is one. Chiefs.
Oh, okay. So they've got a.
Want to make sure this
Starts
girl,
number,
remember Joe,
yeah.
is here for the,
They didn't have a good year last
Yeah, he called me, we got him down.
year. No, no.
He's
Need
laughing.
a defensive end that can get to it.
I mean, do we need to do something different? Do we need to move him up?
Kind of like the Cardinals.
I'll tell you what, the Cardinals doing pretty good. Are they? Young team. Yeah, so far.
Yeah, that's
They got the Dodgers coming to town in about a week. We'll see.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, let's get.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Call to order. First thing will be roll call. Alderman Smith,
President?
Alderman Snyder,
President.
Alderman O'Brien,
Present.
Alderman Osborne,
President.
Alderman Saunders,
Present.
Alderman Quinn. We have a quorum. We may proceed. Okay, first thing we have here, remember, your job is to make sure I don't screw up.
Yeah, okay.
Authorized guest speakers will be first on the list, Chamber of Commerce. Please step forward. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm here to talk about the special event insurance. With us, ourselves, the chamber, the DTMC, every time we do a special event, we then have to add more money to our cost by doing a special event insurance, which we all know we need insurance. I get it. But I think I found a loophole if the city would be interested in this, to where it wouldn't cost us money out of our pockets. So I kind of did a little research on MIRMA, and if the event is hosted by the member, then you have special event insurance. So that's what I found. I have not been able to call MIRMA because I'm not a member, so I can't find that out, but I was hoping that one of you all or somebody could find out if that is the case, because if it is, then every time we put a flyer out or anything, we can put that it's hosted by the city of Monroe City, and we wouldn't have to have special event insurance.
John, what do you think about that?
Sam, you don't get to it.
I've got that, I thought about that too, because it's getting absolutely ridiculous if we wanna hold a parade.
Well,
we have to
yeah,
have
so a parade is
$400
a very cheap thing to do for our town. It doesn't cost anything but to put the flyers out there, and I quoted it, and just for that 30 minutes of joy is gonna cost us $421.
Yeah, every time we do an event like that, that's what we currently pay for every event right now.
I have a question. If you know your dates ahead of time, can you buy it as a package and have it cover every event for the year, have it be cheap?
Yeah, then you're looking at $3,000.
Okay,
It would be just
versus how much
$407
individual.
for everything.
420, well, it depends on what you have. Like the parade would be 420 because we're throwing candy. That makes it higher. If you do like the May market, it's, I think it was like 300, was it 400?
They're all about $400.
Yeah.
So it's still cheaper to do them individually.
Well, it doesn't matter. The thing she's asking is, is it a way that the city could
Yeah.
be the sponsor so that we don't have to get for separate, and it could be
Covered under Murma.
I'd say we just look at it and talk to Merlin and feedback.
That's what we'll do.
Perfect.
We'll contact Murma and see how that would work. I have, I would imagine the rule would be different for nonprofits versus a business. So if you got a nonprofit, so I think that would change it a lot right there. We'll find out. We'll check. We will get with Murma. We will get some answers, and we will be able to provide some feedback.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Beth.
We have on here listed next is DPMC. Is that you, Sid?
Me. I'm asking for May Market, DTMC sponsored May Market on May 23rd, and we're just needing to have street closure basically around St. Jude's Park. Obviously not Main Street, but the other three streets around.
What's the time frame for this?
10 to 3, actually probably more like 8 to 3.
Yeah, 8 to 3.
May 23rd.
I'm sorry,
Saturday.
what day?
May 23rd, Saturday, the weekend, Memorial Day weekend.
What street specifically?
It'd be Court,
Catherine?
and Vine, just the one block long.
Is
And
she police back there?
No.
Oh, okay. He typically doesn't have any problem with this stuff. Okay.
We've always did it over the years.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
worked with Kevin for several years, and then I worked with
Okay.
Rodney. We kind of have it down to a science.
Okay, I need a motion to, this will require some assistance probably from the police department as well as the street department to close Court, Catherine, and Vine.
I'll make a motion that we allow the closure of the streets around, those listed streets for the May 23rd.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion second on the floor to allow closure of the streets on May 23rd. Court, Catherine, and Vine, all in favor say aye, raise your hand.
Aye.
All opposed, raise your hand. Ayes have it, motion carries. If folks might question why we're raising our hand, it's because we're being videotaped. Oftentimes the people who watch the videos do not know or cannot tell how people voted. So that's the reason we're here. So you got that. What else you got?
Put that camera over.
I had asked to be on the agenda for the Monroe City Fireworks Club, but since I'm not on there, if you'd rather me wait for the next meeting, I can.
Are you representing downtown Monroe City when you're
No.
doing this? If it's not on the agenda, we can't do
Okay,
it.
we'll do it next time.
All right, thank you.
That's okay.
Thanks, Ed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sid, we appreciate you. Okay,
May I have 1 minute of the council's time?
I'm sorry, what?
May I have a minute of the council's time?
Did you fill out a card?
I did not, I'm sorry.
It's up to a board member to, it's up to one of these board members to answer that question. And then they have to have a vote, and the majority of the board have to vote yes. So it's up to one of these members.
I'll make a motion, let her talk.
We have a motion second on the floor to allow Kim to address the board. We all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Please step forward.
I appreciate it, thank you. This will just take 1 minute of your time. I had sent a request for an appeal regarding my termination on March 28th, and I have not heard anything back. So I just wanted to formally request a second appeal for that, yes. If you could just read that and just get back to me and let me know. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Okay, very enough. Do we need to answer this tonight?
No, I mean, I haven't read it, but I wouldn't.
Okay.
So we need to look at it.
All right. Next thing we have is mayoral appointments under tab 12. Okay, what you have here is the mayor's recommendations for the operations committee, administration committee, the Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee has the same members as it had last year with an addition of Mary Kendrick. So we need to go through these one at a time.
Can we approve these as a slate?
Excuse me?
Can we approve these as a slate?
As a slate?
That's what I'd say, unless a council
you-
member wants to pull out somebody and
Yeah.
vote on them separately.
I'll make a motion that we approve these appointments as a slate.
We have a motion on the floor to approve these appointments as a slate. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to approve the mayoral appointments as presented as a slate. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. That was quick.
All right.
Okay, next thing we have will be the election of the city clerk. A member of the board needs to nominate someone for the position of the city clerk.
She's not
And
here.
then proceed.
Can you do it if she's not here?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're not required, we can do oaths of office at any time. And the current laws of the state of Missouri require that offices continue in their current office, whether appointed or elected, until they are replaced. So people still get to continue forward
What's the term on this? Is it 1 year?
every year,
Every year?
every year. Every year you have to vote, the board has to vote to install a city clerk. Your current city clerk is Jeanette Henderson.
I make a motion to elect or appoint or elect Jeanette Henderson as city clerk.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to elect Jeanette Henderson to the city clerk. All in favor say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
All opposed say nay and hold your hand. Unanimous, ayes have it, motion carries. Next thing will be to appoint a deputy clerk. So what we have asked, we're going to ask the board to consider appointing Maggie Boise to that position. That's her.
I make a motion that we accept the appointment of Maggie Boise to the position of deputy clerk.
We have a motion on the floor to appoint Maggie Boise as deputy city clerk. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second and a third to appoint Maggie Boise to the deputy clerk position. All in favor, please say aye. Raise your hand.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Unanimous decision. Motion carries. Now, the board of aldermen is required to appoint a board of adjustments. And I don't see the recommendation in there, and so it looks like I may have to pull it out. The Board of Adjustments, last year, that the Board of Aldermen appointed was Philip Potterfield, Lori Quinn, Greg Smith. I have taken the liberty of adding in Alderman Kevin O'Brien, and would ask that Vicki Holland continue on in that board. I did not have a chance to talk to Vicki. Vicki is here. Vicki, do you oppose being on that board? Thank you very much. So I recommend that you consider those 5 individuals, and if you think that they are suitable for the intended purpose, that you appoint them by motion and complete business.
I make a motion to nominate Philip Potterfield, Lori Quinn, Greg Smith, Kevin O'Brien, and Vicki Holland to the Board of Adjustments.
Second.
We have a motion second on the floor to appoint Philip Potterfield, Lori Quinn, Greg Smith, and Kevin O'Brien, and Vicki Holland to the Board of Adjustments. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
I can't vote right.
Good enough. It passed.
Yeah, I know.
It passed. Can't vote for yourself.
That's what I mean.
I get it. Okay, one other thing is that the Board of Aldermen is required to nominate and to elect a acting president of the board. Nominations?
I'd like to nominate Mr. Jason Osborne to continue his duties there.
Second. Third.
I'm not sure you're going to vote. We have a motion and a second on the floor to nominate Alderman Jason Osborne as the president of the board. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. The ayes have it. Looks like we did it again.
I'm touched.
Are you
You've done
what?
a fine job.
I said I'm touched.
Thank you. All right. Next on the agenda, that completes the nominations, it completes the voting, it completes the appointments of all appointments of officers for the 2026-2027 period. Moving right along, the mayor's report, I'm going to make it very, very short. We got the initial professional engineering report on the electrical distribution center. We've reviewed that. That we will be moving forward with that in anticipation of attempting to get an emergency grant from CDBG. In addition to that, we have we did apply for a grant of just a little over $1 million to Missouri Department of Natural Resources. It's a result of completing the virgin contaminant study, and we will have an answer on that hopefully by August, whether or not we get that grant or not. That will allow us to replace the sand filtration system at the water plant with a new and improved green sand methodology and a scouring system. And if we can get that done without expending local taxpayer dollars, that would be a big plus. That concludes my report. Next on the agenda is the city clerk's report.
So the report's on the bottom of the binder.
Okay, that works fine. City clerk's report can be found under, what in the world is that?
Here it is.
12?
Yeah.
It's under 15.
Everything's under 15, but we only have 15 tabs, so the last part's the long.
Is that it?
That's it.
There's a comment about the city website. Do you have any ideas? I mean, because I agree, we're trying to keep it. They've made improvements, but there's an amount of work that's involved with it.
Yeah, I mean, the minutes aren't that big a deal. I don't know if, how much Because like there was one change that I had to put a ticket in because it was on the homepage. I don't know how much that type of thing is included with our package. You might want to find that out. That way we could just create a ticket, say, hey, do this. And it's.
So what we need to do, we need to contact them
Yeah,
and
send a
ask them
request.
the process for making
Right.
modifications to the
Right.
website.
Yeah, excess. I mean, other than the ordinary, adding the minutes and that's, routine type things.
Well, it sounds like we
I
need to have
couldn't get
a,
on, I struggled getting on.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
basic stuff is not bad. It's anything out of the standard that's,
Yeah.
like putting a separate link on the homepage.
okay,
It's not
so
straightforward.
why don't we, Administration and Operations Committee, Adrian, which one do you think ought to handle this?
Operations.
Well, you're on it too.
I'm on both.
Yeah. Probably operations, right?
Probably.
All right, Mike, get this put this in your committee,
Okay,
get this on your agenda, and let's go to work on it.
okay.
The other thing was, yes, we have a draft provided for review by the city clerk and myself for the 2025 audit. Hopefully the final will be available soon and we can release that. That concludes the information I have from the city clerk. Moving right along. City attorney's report.
I have no report, been working with the mayor on a lot of the issues, but they'll be discussed throughout the meeting.
All right. Let's move on to council committee reports, planning and zoning. No one here for that. Parks and Recreation. Matt?
Good evening. Good evening. I think this falls under the bidding thing, right? It's under the- Okay, so the last leg of our North Park grant that we received is the restroom build out, the handicap restroom. So that's the last leg of what we need to do. We went out for bids for that. We got one bid out of that. I just want to share that with you real quick. My copier was slow, so I don't have very many. Here, you can share.
Okay.
Greg, you can chime in.
Yeah. We comment that we only received one bid, we sent it out and advertised for bids, but only received one back. It did come in at more than our initial budget. I don't remember the final number, but it's like 65,000, is that right? Which we originally budgeted a little bit less than that. But the total project still remains under the total budget for the.
We're about
entire
15,000
project.
under budget, so.
So,
Do you think there's a reason why we only got one bid?
No.
Did we not do a good enough job of getting it out there that it was?
It's hard to find people. I mean,
So
this
then
is
a lot
the
of the
first
ones that
time
do
that we've
do
gone
it
out for
are
bid.
snowed under.
we did talk, on the board, we have,
Alex.
and he's got experience, working with the state, because he worked with them in different contracts and stuff. He reviewed the bid, and he also reached out to a couple of other companies.
Corps of Engineers, right?
Yeah, that had been doing some work, since we hadn't gotten any bids, to see maybe we should dig around. It was his opinion that we weren't gonna find a better price than this one right now than with more bids anyway.
Okay.
So it ended up being the park board recommendation that we accept,
Do you have a picture of it? Of what it was gonna look like, or-
Well, in other words, if you want a bathroom, you need to take this guy.
Sounds
That's
like-
kind of what, and we considered
Oh, yeah,
going
I'm
out
familiar
longer,
with
but we do have some time limit on the grant. We did get an extension, until
Cool.
September or something like that. But, the timing it takes to
Okay,
get
I
somebody in,
got it.
get the
Kinda
work
okay.
done and all that, we don't really have a lot of time.
We're not that daggone big.
No,
Yeah.
We did look at prefab, you know, kids of restrooms, and they all came in at 100,000. Even the prefab ones that come on a trailer.
Okay, so we have an opinion from a qualified individual. We're not gonna find one any cheaper. We only got one bid, but we did put it out for bid. We've got the documentation that shows that we put it out for bid.
Correct.
And certification.
That's Tom Bach, right?
Yes.
This board has to approve the expenditure, correct? We have to approve initiating a contract.
Yes.
Okay, let's
And now
move
keep in
on.
mind, it's already earmarked. You know,
Yeah.
it's in our budget and everything.
So it's another I to dot or T to cross. We need a motion to approve the
I'll make a
bid.
motion that we accept the bid from Bach Construction for the North Park restroom.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to approve the bid for the restroom, handicap restroom project for the North Park. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. What you got?
One more thing. So, we call them chamber pots, but on Main Street, the big flower pots that are put out by the Chamber of Commerce. So we all, as a member, we go through, we plant all that stuff every year, and we maintain it and all that. Last year was the first year that we did not have city help in watering those. They had helped us for years, going through 7 in the morning with the water truck, watering each pot. There's 12 of them. And so last year was the first year that you guys didn't do that, and it was awful. We all tried to do our own pot, and the one down the street didn't get watered, so it died, and this one, what I'm asking
What was
is,
the frequency
if
on
you
it?
guys
Do you
can
remember what the
find
frequency
it,
was, how
to go back to having somebody
once
with
a
the city
week or
watering
more?
those.
Every day in the summertime,
Pots.
5 days a week. What?
It's, look,
I use
it's
a
a lot.
50-gallon
I'm
barrel
not
back
gonna,
to truck.
you know.
That's what
Normally, I
took
think the
summer
summer
help.
help would do it, they water, is that what you guys would do, the summer help would do
Yeah,
it?
that's what Kevin just
Yeah,
said.
so I would hope that you guys would be able to help us out with that again.
All I need is for this board to,
Make a motion.
that's right.
I make a motion that summer help working for the city of Monroe City, water the pots up and down Main Street.
We have a motion second on the floor to direct the street department to have the summer help.
Second.
I'll second.
No, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
that's right.
I thought we had a second. Do we have a second or not?
Yeah.
We have a motion and a second and a third.
Oh, I didn't know if you were.
To direct the street department to have the summer help water the pots on Main Street. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Ayes have it, the motion carries.
Thank you, guys.
It don't take 30 minutes. But I did it.
We need to get a work order written for that. If you would, please. All right, next thing we have on the agenda is economic development. Lori?
We wrote every street in Monroe City today, and to finalize our list for the CDBG demolition grant, and we're about to completion of that. We have a few additions that we'll have to do a little bit more work on. We have to have it 100%, everything done, consent signed by May 1st, which is next Friday. So
Okay.
we have a little bit of work to do next week,
Okay.
but we're about there. So
Let us know what we need to do up here, and we will work with you and try to get that accomplished as
got some
quickly as
good-
possible.
good properties on there, so.
Administration committee,
There was no meeting.
no meeting? All right, turn your agenda over. Okay, nuisance review board and public safety.
There you go. Hello, Bill.
Yeah, I was counsel to mayor. I'll go ahead and get started while you're passing that around. As you know, there were some houses condemned and ones we were looking at to tear down. And thanks to the Economic Development Board and all their help, especially Lori and Allie, they got a lot of them to sign up for the grant. So what'd you get, Lori, over like 45 people signed up?
Quite a few, yes.
Yes. So that is a big help. Should save the city a lot of money, but we don't have to do that. As you'll notice, there is some that did not sign up. And there's 2 addresses. The first 2 have been condemned. And I would like to know if I could get the clerk to send out maybe bids to have them demoed and at least see how much it costs to demo them. And the Economic Development Board has also said they might help pay some of the costs. But until we get bids back, we don't know what it's gonna cost.
I think that's the first step. Yes, is the answer to your question. I'm not sure exactly how we do that. We'll have to put that, we can put that out on, one of the things that, I'm looking for some recommendations here because, basically for Maggie to provide feedback, where should we be putting this out? We have not had a lot of feedback recently. Should we do Hamble Curry Post, Quincy, Monroe City?
It used to be like, they knew some contractors, like, is it Robert? But they would, if you know contractors, you go ahead and do a direct mail to them, plus you do an advertisement.
Okay, Robin, you have something to say?
Well, Council of Governments probably has a list of demolition contractors.
Okay.
They can mention, call Cindy and she'll give you their list.
Okay, did you get that, Maggie? We'll get a hold of Cindy Holtz or one of the ladies over.
If you want, I asked for that list for someone else. I did, sorry, I was talking while you were talking.
Absolutely.
But,
So you can come up with that.
I do, she sent me that list because I had another property owner in town ask for that list, if you would like me to send that.
So you can give it to Maggie.
And we will get in touch with them, ask them to review the properties and give us bids.
I'll give you the 2 properties, I'll stop by that we want bids on.
Okay.
Out of the 3 that's on there, the third one, 501 Vine, has not been condemned yet, so there's no reason to go after bids for that.
And you said there was 14 that
Okay,
signed
so
up?
There was like over 45
45 that
that signed up for the grant.
Properties that are on our list.
Right, awesome.
So those folks that was on the list in earlier meetings, we are leaving them alone because they signed to be part of the grant program. So we're not bothering them anymore.
Okay.
But we will target the ones that said, no, we're not signing and don't want to do something with their property.
You just said something. We just appointed Gene Baring to be the building inspector, and there's a mistake on this appointment. The commissioner should not have been on there. And the reason why is the building commissioner is the mayor or alderman or whoever the board appoints. And the commissioner, by virtue of our code, has the authority to direct the building inspector to inspect certain properties. That's why it can't be the same person. It's been that way off and on for many, many years, but it's not actually the right way to do things. And one of the things I'm going to be doing is coming back to the board at the next meeting and asking them for their input on appointing a building commissioner. It's a really, really part-time job, but it is supported by our Monroe City Code. And if I'm not going to do it, and the aldermen are not going to do it, we need to have someone appointed to do it.
So they can help us.
Yes.
He can help us.
Yes.
If we give houses we question, then he can go to the building.
They could, they also have, I would charge you to get code and read it. They also have responsibility when it comes to appeals. Jack knows more about it than I do, but it's a good time to start doing this. Our activity level at the police department towards nuisance abatement, as well as the building inspector, building conditions and safe building conditions, is ramping up. And so I think it's a perfect opportunity to do our very best to get the correct people in place in the appointed positions to do the work that our Monroe City Code says that they're supposed to be doing. Would you agree with me on this, Chief? Now, I can see the need. I think what I found, it was like, historically, they paid like $150 a month just to be the building commissioner. The building inspector gets paid a stipend of $600 a month, and one half of all building permits and fees and stuff associated with buildings.
So the building commissioner tells the building inspector what ones.
They can, and so can the mayor, and so can the alderman based upon Monroe
So
City
does
Code.
our committee, if we have a complaint on a building, need to come see, get permission from you all first? Or can we go ahead and,
The building inspector can do it on his own.
the building inspector is in our group.
Right.
So if he agrees, he can
Right.
check.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Saves us
It's just
problem.
an additional position that has a responsibility to look,
Okay. All right,
if you're okay with it.
I'm good with it.
Okay.
Yeah, tickle pink. On vehicles, we had a meeting on February 23rd, and we left some ideals on vehicles to be tagged. We had another meeting April 10th. I did not get a report from the police department. Zach was supposed to mail me or email me one, I haven't got it, so I'll let him
Okay, that's
tell you
fine.
why he didn't.
Okay, he can
We'll
address
have
that.
it.
All right, thank you very much, Philip.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Philip.
Okay, so we added an additional 25 properties with cars, so that's not 25 cars, but properties with cars over the past 3 weeks. Several have already been abated. We've also tagged several, we tagged 6 to be removed from roadways. Most of those have already been removed. However, we do have a couple that are still waiting, and they should be up within a day if they're not abated by tomorrow. So that's where we're standing. We're also now addressing not only just the vehicles, but we're getting to the properties as well. So we did get 10 of those out this week, as well as about 19 properties in Kendrick's trailer park addressed through them, which we have now worked with them to get them to start policing their own property. We've let them know that we are not their employees. It's not my job to tell you when to mow your yard or when to take care of your stuff. So they now have an on-site manager who's going to be taking care of all of that, and then they will be doing their own civil penalties for people in violation. So we've got that established as well, and we'll be working with that on the additional trailer park as well. So that's where we're at for the past 3 weeks, and unless anybody has any questions, that's all I have.
Do you have under properties, do you think, our properties, do you mean maybe ones that we have on our list too? Like for 2 separate lists?
It's separate, so the properties that we're doing, all we can do is we can't do anything with buildings. So if it's a structure, it falls under the building inspector and we can't touch it.
Have you all had any trouble hearing back from that group that owns the former Kendricks? Have they responded at all?
Yes, they did respond.
So they did set up the person to be local to?
Yes, they have already appointed somebody to let us know who that was, and then they have already contacted a company to come in and get the area and all the vacant properties up to code. And they know that if they go into violation again, they're going to get 62 citations.
So it's someone, is it a resident that they appointed? Okay.
Yeah, it'll be an on-site maintenance.
Okay.
Could you do me a favor, and when we attach a abatement notice to someone's property or mail it to them, could you please email myself and the city clerk a copy of that, so when they come in there, we got kind of an idea what in the heck they're talking about when they show up? Would that be difficult to do?
I mean, as is, to do 15 in a day, it already takes 15 hours.
Wow, that's a bunch.
We have to have copies, we have to make copies for them, we have to have retention copies, then we have to send out certified mail. It's not a simple process. I went through and I have re-looked at some of the policy and also looked at ordinances and have since then removed the city administration from all of that, stating that if there are any questions, they need to contact the police department directly, and that is now on the abatement.
So you took that CC off?
Yes,
Good.
that has all been removed.
That's
and
fine.
We've got that
That's fine.
addressed to just contact PD.
Good enough. Okay. Yes?
So, Zach, we discussed in the nuisance committee meeting several months ago, you divided the town up into different zones. And you was gonna give us a report so we could give to the council on what cars have been tagged, what was removed, who was given citations. Is that still gonna be a thing, or because it hasn't been?
Yes, it is still gonna be a thing. Right now, I don't have a secretary, and we had multiple very large calls in the past week, and it has prohibited me from being able to complete that.
Because we haven't got one since February, right?
2 months,
No, we haven't in March,
March and April.
but, yeah, I'll.
The owner was out trailer park.
Yeah, trailer park, yeah.
That way,
It's-
when he does, at least we can present something to you all, it'll be in writing, you can see what's going on. The other thing is, the things we discussed at the nuisance committee meeting, if I see it on your list, I drive around town, hey, yeah, he's got them tagged, so at least we can show progress.
Yeah, that's something I'll do. Like I said, right now, I'm doing all paperwork with inside the police department for everything, so, that is kind of an issue, getting all of that information put together, especially when we're having multiple large investigations, but I will do my best to make sure that is, addressed.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Anybody else have any questions?
No.
There you go.
Okay, moving right along.
Police or water.
Give me a second to catch up here. I took too many notes. All right, so Public Works, anything for Public Works? Actually, that should say Operations
I was
Committee.
gonna say, that's not.
I'm trying to figure out
name
which one
on
works.
it. We haven't had a meeting.
I didn't catch that when I reviewed this. I'll try to do better.
Public Works.
You're
years
right,
ago.
you're right.
Better change it all last year.
Anything from Operations?
Nothing at this time.
Okay, thank you. Next thing, we have Police Department.
Mm-hmm.
We got a closed session.
Oh, God.
The only thing I have tonight is we have finally got the dog pound ready to be sealed, and it took several weeks of getting everything stripped, just an enormous amount of time. But we have finally got all that ready. I have looked and compiled everything that we are needing to do this properly so that we don't have to go back and do it in a year or two. It'll be using polyurea, which is similar to what you're going to see out at Aztec and industrial places such as that. And the best thing about that is it will allow us to open within 24 to 36 hours after we paint and seal. So in total, for everything we need to fill the cracks that are already there to make this work, as well as the primers to open the cells, the paint and sealer itself, plus the equipment to apply everything. We come out to a total of $1,321.78. And that would be roughly $6,000, little under $6,000 less than what was originally
Yeah, it's
proposed.
significantly less than the original bids we received.
And that is something that is,
Because I did a lot of it herself.
that's something that's safe and easy, that we'll be able to apply as well, so we won't have to worry about getting somebody coming and do that part. So I request that I would request the ability to go to 1,500 on that, just in case any of the prices have fluctuated. But these are only week old, so I highly doubt it, and also it should come down a little bit, once the taxes are taken out for the government taxes. So,
Just curious, how did you prepare the surface or going to? Or?
So what we ended up having to do was go in with muric acid, a couple of other acids. They weren't really working, so then it turned into heat and blow torches, which was getting some separation from the floor, which then allowed some of the acid to actually work. After that, everything else of the stuff we were doing sandblasting with a heated water jet. What was not taken off by that, just about 180 square foot, was done with diamond tip concrete grinders. And then we had to go over the entire surface with those concrete grinders to level it out, open it up, and then we have a primer here that'll help open those pores up, clean them out so that the sealer can get down into it.
Awesome, that sounds like a lot of work, thank you.
So we kind of need to get it done. I don't believe we had that much in the budget. So are we going to find it somewhere, or?
That's going to be charged to the Humane Shelter. And in as much as I don't ever like to use these words, we're going to go over budget. That's it. There's no other discussion to have.
It's the most economical option.
They've saved a lot of money doing it. They've saved us a lot of money by doing it themselves.
Yes, definitely.
So I think you just give the chief permission to get the supplies he needs and move on.
Yep.
I'll make a motion then that we
$1,500.
allot $1,500 to the supplies to finish the dog pound repairs.
Second.
We have a motion second to approve the expenditure, $1,500 or up to $1,500 for the rest of the supplies or product need to finish up the pound. Does that work for you, Chief? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries.
I appreciate we will get that done up. Other than that, I don't have anything else unless anyone
Okay.
has questions.
Okay. Anyone have any questions for the chief?
No.
Got off easy on that one.
Appreciate it.
Okay, the next thing is going to be, if I'm not skipping over anything here, is water. And the fluoride upgrades, what you see in your packet is an expenditure of $27,503. That is a pass-through amount. What that means is we spend it, they give it back to us. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Yet, we still need to approve the expenditure. And so the first thing will be the fluoridation, the fluoride program and the equipment. LAG has a lot of stuff on here, an analyzer, chemical pumps, roller heads, tubes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This all was approved by, oh God, what's the name of that entity? It's a state entity.
EPA?
Huh?
EPA?
W something, WWEP, I'm not sure. But anyway, what we need to do, we need to get this approved and get this stuff in here and get this rocking and rolling.
Yeah, it's a pass-through expense, so
It
it's not.
is a pass-through, just we have to spend it and they give it back to us.
Right.
They've already approved it, I signed the contract that approved the grant, I just don't have it in here with me. So we need a motion, I'd entertain a motion to approve the expenditure of $27,503 for the fluoride program.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion on the floor, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion second on the floor to approve the expenditure of $27,503 for the fluoride program. That money will be reimbursed to us. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries. Next thing is a maintenance item for the water treatment plant. The UV treatment system, which does disinfectant of the effluent from the wastewater treatment facility, requires annual maintenance and/or replacement and repair because these things do stop working. Right, this is in the CapEx, was in the CapEx, is in the CapEx for the wastewater treatment facility. The total was $19,265.62. The reason why you won't see competitive quotes because these are only made by the people that made the system. So I need the approval of the board to expend the $19,265.62.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion on the floor to approve the purchase from Cogent Technologies for the UV equipment in the amount of $19,265.62. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion second on the floor. All in favor, please say aye. Raise your hand.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Motion carries. And that takes care of the water and sewer report. Next thing on the agenda is electric department.
Hello, everyone. It's been a busy month since I last saw you all. Got several things to talk about. I'll try to make them quick. First, we had a job interview process a couple weeks ago. Had 5 candidates we interviewed, and they were all great candidates. It was very close, but there was one that stood out we liked the most, and we made him an offer, tentative upon board approval. Do we have, Maggie, do we have that? Or do we have that written off with us?
I've got it in my email. Print it off. Print it off.
Yeah.
Can you do it verbally?
Yes, his name's Levi Camp. He's a journeyman lineman, and we offered him $40 an hour to start May 12th.
That will within the amount previously approved by the board when we decided to go out for this position. Myself and Alderman Snyder were there. The entire board was invited to the to the interview process. Unfortunately, many of our aldermen were unable to attend that, so Mike and I was there, and city clerk. Who else was there? You? Were you there? Maggie, were you there?
No.
Okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
Adam was there. Anyway, if we'd had 5 openings, we would have presented all 5 to you. It was very difficult, and what it came down to was years of experience and the fact that he had worked with Adam at Sellenwick. And so, all things being equal, when someone who's worked with someone can attest to their skills, their ability, showing up for work, their attitude, and will they fit into our crew, I think it's great that we had Adam there, and he had that he could offer to us. So my recommendation is that the board approve that hire. He would be coming to work when, middle of May?
May 12th.
May 12th.
I'm making a motion to approve the hire of the electrical journeyman.
What's his name?
Levi Camp.
Levi Camp. We have a motion on the floor to approve hiring Levi Camp for the journeyman electrician position. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to hire Levi Camp for the journeyman lineman position. All in favor, please say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay and raise your hand. Ayes have it, the motion carries. Go ahead and do the proper notifications.
Okay. Second item is a theft of transformers. We had a call from Board of Hannibal Public Works called me, and Walls County has done some type of search warrant for stolen property outside of Hannibal. They found some transformers, so they called Hannibal. Hannibal looked up the serial numbers on the transformers, found out they were our transformers.
Really?
So we recovered 2 of them, went ahead and filled out a police report and filed an insurance claim, but my record showed we lost 11 transformers, but luckily they were the ones that were out of service that we changed, but none of the new transformers.
But they had value.
They had value, yes.
And so did we submit a claim?
We submitted a claim through Myrna, and a police report has been filed.
You aware of that?
Yes, I filed a claim.
Okay.
Is that basically like copper theft?
Yeah, that's what they did it for, was salvage metals, because they digged out the oil, took metal tanks.
So there's no serviceable parts?
Not now they got it.
Yeah.
Whatever comes
No,
is just a shell.
not now.
Yeah, just empty.
Yeah, just an empty tank. So since then, we moved every transformer, serviceable transformer inside. Every used transformer, we moved them inside, and then all the bigger transformers that were too big to move inside, we put them in a substation under lock and key. So everything's, difficult to get to now.
Well, my understanding is that it is likely that the individual who showed up at the property while they were conducting their investigation may have had some part in the.
I don't want to speculate on anything. The police will dig deeper. They'll hopefully find out who did it, and we'll hopefully be reimbursed through Myrna.
For the 11 or for the 2?
Probably just the 2, unless they can find serial numbers that match my records on the other ones. The tanks that were in the pictures, there were 5 tanks on the property. 3 of those didn't have.
All right. All right. What else you got for us, Justin?
Outage log and recent storm damage. We did lose, we had several outages in the last 3 weeks, mainly due to high winds. So we lost 2 poles on Front Street. We got those changed out. And we had a cutout go bad on Rogers. Got it changed out, minimal outage. A lightning arrestor blew off the pole, caused an outage, 1 individual. And we had a tree fall through the line last Friday and on Park Street, knocked out some people's power. But we got it was all repaired, so it's been busy. The next item is the digger truck. I've brought this up a couple times, but the digger truck remote control has been out of service for a few months now. It limits the kind of work that we can do because 2 people have to be on the truck to operate. The only companies that make these remotes, there's 2. The company that this one is Hetronic. I had it sent back to them months ago. They told me that it was unserviceable, it was unfixable, and it would cost $15,000 to fix it. I thought that was too high, so I had them ship it back, and I've been trying to look for alternatives. I haven't found any alternatives that will work, I've looked into replumbing the truck, even trading the truck, but it's something that we do need to get repaired, and I'm still waiting on a bid from VersaLifter to quote me the other brand that goes on this truck. And I gave the remote to Mike to see if he could maybe tinker with it and figure out.
Well, the problem too is it's not just a swap out. They have to rewire the truck for the new one too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So that kind of adds to the expense.
What company services that truck?
I have a private individual, Brian Clark, who's an ex-Altec mechanic.
He's worked for Altec. Okay. My concern, above and beyond the fact that we need the digger truck, is that operating it under its current condition, I think, potential safety issue.
Mm-hmm.
And that concerns me because I don't want to see anyone get hurt. on the job. So what do you want us to do? Tell us what you think we
I
should do.
think we should just get it fixed, the remote fixed, or buy a new remote from Tetronic, which is the leading manufacturer of these type of devices. Just get it done, and then our truck will be good. You know, our crews can get back to it.
Do you need for this board to take action tonight?
The only trouble is I haven't moved, the budget for equipment maintenance is right at the top. This is not, it has not been budgeted, it's not. I could find funds, but I haven't moved things around yet because of the last move around, so.
Are you still waiting on another quote from someone?
I'm still waiting on
Okay, I say get the quotes in, come back, and we'll see what we can come up with. I may have to rob Peter to pay Paul within your department.
Yes, the next item is Chapman metering. This is what I talked about a couple times ago, but they gave us a quote for the total system of checking every three-phase service to make sure the meter is installed properly and that meters are reading correctly. But what I'd like to do to start is just to do the top 10 largest customers, and that's $1,800 to do testing of the meters and the services at the 10 largest customers in town. And then slowly we'll just progress into gaining more and more until we get all the three-phase services checked. We have documentation to prove that our meters are reading correctly, that the services are wired correctly, and also if we catch anything that's not being metered correctly, we can recoup some. We can get it fixed.
This is if I may interrupt, this is one of the things that we're doing, and we're doing something very similar in the gas department, is to verify that our largest customers, that these meters are operating correctly, that they're appropriately calibrated, the calculations are correct, and that that protects us, and also our customers, to make sure that what we're metering is accurate. It needs to be done. What do you need from us?
I just approval to approve 1,800 to do the
Okay.
10 largest testing, 10 largest customers.
Can I get a motion to approve? What would you call this precisely? What would you name it?
Yeah.
A meter audit?
Meter audit? Okay, I need a motion to approve a expenditure of $1,800 for a meter audit for electric department.
Make that motion.
No, meter diagnostics.
Yeah, that's fine.
That sounds good.
Second. We have a motion and a second, to spend $1,800 for a meter diagnostic for electric department. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. The ayes have it.
The last one is an approved budget item that is in plant capital expenditures. These are dead-end units, which are, it's a double cross arm, basically, that mounts on a pole, so you don't have to have several components put together, just one unit mounts, and mainly this is for the school upgrade. Well, we're gonna start it in June. As soon as they let school out, we're gonna work on that line of.
These are currently in the budget.
They are, they're in plan. This is way under what we allotted 5,000 for, and this is 17. Arkansas came in the lowest bid, but they only sell them by pallets of 25. I don't need 25, I need 5. Fletcher is the second highest bid. They do break them up, sell them individually, and their price is $355 each, which is $1,775. I recommend that we use Fletcher Reinhardt's bid, only because they can sell them individually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the total, 17 what?
$1,775.
Okay. Need a motion?
Can we add shipping to that? Cause
Oh, of course you do.
Okay. $300 shipping.
Make a motion then, that we accept the bid from Fletcher Reinhardt, for the 5 of these, arms.
Yeah,
Off arms.
Dead end, plus, shipping.
Plus the shipping? Okay.
You said 300.
We have a motion on the floor to accept the bid from Fletcher Reinhardt for the 5 cross arms plus shipping. Do we have a second?
Second,
We have a motion second on the floor to accept the bid from Fletcher Reinhardt for the cross arms. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Ayes have it, the motion carries.
I usually give these to that. That's all I have. Anybody have any questions on the recent?
Well, I want to thank you for the wonderful experience the other day at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that. And if that comes up again, do not hesitate to call me.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. Okay. It was not funny.
A 4 AM power outage? A 4 AM power outage?
Yeah, I was handing him stuff and he did work, so it's pretty easy.
And I forgot my keys.
All right, thank you, Justin, appreciate it. Next thing we have is gas department. I do not see one here from the gas department. Street department, no one here from the street department. No one's here from the airport. We do still have Miko working on getting a grant put together for the airport. So next would be the pool. Jessica, I see you're here.
Big George,
Excuse me?
Big George's fireworks.
Yeah.
Pool's first.
Pool first.
Oh, okay, on that problem.
That's, you know, you could have been right. You could have been right.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
All right. So first, I would like to have this board hire Glenn Tommy as the assistant manager for the pool at a rate of $17 an hour. He works with me at the school. We will work seamlessly. It will be a great summer. We have the same values, know how important it is, and so that's my suggestion, please.
Okay. We could do that as a slate. Are all of these individuals
Yes.
what you guys came up with?
Yes, so, you see Leela Tate and Isabel Bride, they both are returning for their 4th year at the pool. And so, I would like to have them as like lead guards if there is a time where Glenn or I obviously aren't, that's not ideal for us to not be there, but those two are the two most responsible. They're both in college. They, you know, I'd like for them to get $16 an hour instead of making the same as everybody else that's a lead guard. That's,
Okay.
and then we have let's see, some of them are, 3 years, 1575. Mason is 2nd year, so it'll be 1525. So although I have the years figured up next to them on how long they've been there. So there.
Then with the section of Glenn, you've got your 1-year people. Those are going to be your new people.
Mm-hmm. Yep, those are the ones that I just hired, will want to hire this past week.
Do you have any backups set up in case some of these people change their mind or something happens?
Yes, we had a plethora of,
Did you?
of applicants, yes, and it was very sad to tell some of them no. So, yeah, we do have several that we could fall back on.
Well, unless there's individual discussion necessary on any individual on the slate, I would ask the board to consider approving the entire slate.
I'll make a motion we approve the hire of these on the slate at the pay rates included on the sheet.
Second. We have a motion on the floor to approve the recommended pool staff for the 2026 season. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries.
The only other thing that I have is I went to the pool this afternoon to like look around, double check. The red buoys that the lifeguards use for flotation devices to save people are all falling apart. And so we would really need to replace all 5 of them.
Get some costs for us, get some, online or whatever you gotta do, get some comparable costs.
Yep.
Get those to us, and we've got a little bit of time to get those in.
Perfect. All right, that's all I have.
All right, thank you so much, Jessica.
Thank you.
All right, new business, Big George's Fireworks. The information should be within your packet. The somewhere back here.
In the back.
All right, so we have a business license that has been, did he pay for the business license?
I did not speak to him, Danette did.
Okay. All right, well, we have a business license in here, and I can't tell you whether or not it's been paid for or not, but it has been signed. Okay, we have the application that shows that the workman's compensation exemption statement is here. We have a certificate of no tax due. We have a utility application. I believe she said this is all of the required paperwork and documentation. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
And what we need to do is approve his license to sell fireworks within the city limits.
Yeah, could you, I can't remember, where they're gonna set up?
Over there by the
By
Mexican
Mexican
restaurant.
restaurant.
Okay, I knew they had, but they've moved around over the years a few times. I'm trying to remember where, by Mexico. Okay.
Been out there for a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know where it's at, right?
Yeah, out there on the main.
It's on Philip Potterfield's
Yeah.
property, Highway 2436. 622 Highway 2436.
So you need us to approve this,
Yeah, absolutely, you have to approve
the application for,
the application to sell fireworks within the city limits.
I make a motion for Stanley Thompson in care of, or Big George's Fireworks in care of Stanley Thompson to sell fireworks within the city limits.
I'll second it.
We have a motion second on the floor to allow Big George's Fireworks to sell fireworks within the city limits. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Ayes have it, the motion carries. Next thing on the agenda is a presentation by the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, discussion on flock cameras. Hello, Sheriff.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
My name is Joe Colston, I'm Sheriff of Monroe County, for anybody that does not know. So let me start off by saying this is not a sales pitch. I did ask for the opportunity to come talk about flock cameras. A little over a year ago, the county became interested in flock cameras. And I've tried to go to all the municipalities within the county to chat a little bit about it. The county did end up going with are you all familiar with flock cameras? They're license plate readers. They do other things, but specifically ours are license plate readers.
Okay.
They generally check one-way traffic, so the county has 5 cameras that checks all inbound traffic, our 5 major entries into the county, which is US 24, Highway 15, and Highway 154. Some people get a little freaked out when we talk about LPRs, but I'll give you some examples. I brought some numbers, and we'll tell you kind of how we're utilizing. In the last month, our LPRs, our 5, checked 189,000 vehicles, about 6,000 a day.
Wow. I think I might be on there at least 5 or 6 times going to Columbia.
So there's a few things that we use those for. There are what they call hot lists that are put in the system statewide for wanted persons, sex offenders, amber alerts, silver alerts, blue alerts, things of that nature. Anybody that has access to the flock system gets an immediate notification, law enforcement gets an immediate notification if a vehicle license plate has been entered into that hot list for any of those reasons, and they pass one of their flock cameras. So if we have a wanted fugitive that enters the county on one of the highways that we have a flock camera, my deputies are getting a notification, and my dispatch center is getting a notification with a picture of the vehicle and the license plate saying this vehicle is entering the county, at which highway they're entering on, and then we have to do some due diligence and check the registration through the state system to make sure that whatever the notification is still active, and gives us an opportunity to immediately act upon that information. The reason we're reaching out to municipalities, especially Monroe City, is because of the geography of Monroe City. We had the budget to do 5 cameras. Our camera on this side of the county is actually just south of Monroe City, which catches the traffic leaving the city, entering the main portion of the county on 24. So we have nothing that tracks anything coming into Monroe City or leaving Monroe City. We have tried to strategically place our cameras where another county has cameras. There is one up on 36, but you really don't have a good system for catching inbound or outbound traffic in Monroe City. It is a valuable tool. And again, this is not a sales pitch. I just wanted to kind of give some details and explain the system a little bit. At the time that we put our cameras in, it is a recurring cost. It's about $3,000 a camera. There is an initial setup cost. When we set ours up, those initial costs were waived, and they were allowing us to have some of the municipalities piggyback on our system. I would have to check with them to see if that's still a possibility or not. The city also could do one independently through the police department. One of the main values to having multiple cameras is once you hit a certain number, then you actually get access to the nationwide system. So if we have a suspect in a major, let's say a homicide or something of that nature, and we have license plate information, we can do a search and it will utilize every camera that we have access to across the country to help us pinpoint a location for that. So, as I said, this is mainly just an informational to see if there's any interest on behalf of the city. I don't have to have an answer right now, and if there's questions, I'm happy to field those.
I'm pretty sure, Chief, did we have some discussion about this last year?
Yes.
Do you remember what you guys were thinking on the number of cameras that would be required? I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I kind of remember this, a little bit about this.
Yeah, I was suggesting that we would be looking at 3, so we have one coming out of Highway W. We would have another one for Highway 36 at Z, which would catch inbound, because one now currently catches outbound. Then we would have the other out Stoddard Street, which would catch any vehicles coming inbound.
So a total of.
So it'd be a total of 3, and then plus with the one they have out there, we've got at least that one-way traffic that's leaving.
And the one you have now is south of W.
It is, yes.
So I think, my thought is that we should go ahead and get the information that's available and have it ready, those dollars and whatever else goes with it. Late August, definitely early September, so we can at least have that information available to us when we're doing our budget this next year. I don't know where we would find it this year. I'm gonna say we can't and won't, but it wasn't thought.
Sure.
I
understand.
And I know Chief James talked about this over a year or so ago, and when in 2024 and early 2025, we were just trying to figure out if we could write the next check. So it was a little bit of not good timing, I guess you'd say.
To be transparent, I think 3 cameras is the threshold to where you get access. And Chief, I'm not sure if you did any research, but I think 3 is the number you have to get access to the countrywide, the nationwide system.
Okay.
So if you were going to do 3, you could do it independently. If you're doing less than 3, piggybacking might be a way that, I mean, you could do it independently. We'd still have access. It's good for us either way, so.
Okay, well, we will work with the chief. How do we get the information for dollars and cents?
So I can provide Chief with our contact with Flock, if he'd like to look into it independently.
Is it okay if he gets the information for us, and we'll just kind of take a look at that, and then we can look at it independently if we need to? Anytime if I can find a way to save $1, I will. Okay, and I don't want to step on anybody's toes or anything, but.
Yeah, so I guess either way you go, it doesn't matter.
Okay, still benefits you guys.
It's a benefit to us. If you're gonna do less than 3, it'd be beneficial to your folks probably to piggyback on our system. But if you did 3 or more, it really works for us either way.
All right. Any information you get us, get that over to Chief James. If you don't mind copying me, if you can, I'd like to see it too. That way I can work with him and see what we can come up with for a plan.
Does anybody have any specific questions about Flock? No?
Well, all I know is what I've seen on, on the news or on TV.
CSI?
And, well, I don't know about CSI. The 4, when there wasn't a 4-lane out there, I don't know that me personally would have ever given a whole lot of thought to it. But that 4-lane out there, you can get in town and back out so fast. And I can envision so many things that could potentially happen. Yes, sir.
I would add the other big benefit the city would see from that is we can use these things to help with local crime. So if we know that we have theft that occurs at one of our businesses on the west side of town at 2 o'clock in the morning, we can go back and look at those cameras. What vehicles are going by?
You're not gonna have much traffic going there, so yeah, that makes perfect sense.
There
We
are
utilize it.
possibilities with solving that kind of crime as well.
Okay. Okay, that's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Marion County Sheriff's Office utilizes it. They had a vehicle accident where they actually tracked the vehicle into St. Louis and was able to locate the vehicle on a hit and run accident. And as a frame of reference, just for Monroe County, in the last 6 months, I've told you how many vehicles it checked, but we had almost 9,000 hot list hits.
Wow. You'd read was 6, 7.
So is that somewhat
Probably
automated as far as
6.
verifying?
For the last 2 weeks.
Each one, we
I
go
don't
through.
leave town very often, so it couldn't be me.
DPS is heavily invested as well, so anything that goes into the highway patrol, warrants and things of that nature are automatically fed into a hot list as well.
Good information.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it very, very much. Okay. We have on the agenda next to go into a closed session. Be a vote to close part of this meeting pursuant to RSMO 610.021, hiring, firing, disciplining, or promoting a particular employee by a governmental body when personal information about the employee is discussed or recorded. So at this point in time, we will retire upstairs to the executive council room for deliberation. And I expect that we will adjourn from there.
Do we need a motion to do this, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'll make the motion that we go to closed session pursuant to 610.0213 for the hiring, firing, disciplining, promoting particular employees.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion second on the floor to go into closed session meeting pursuant to RSMO 610.0213, hiring, firing, disciplining, or promoting a particular employees by a governmental body when personal information about the employee is discussed or recorded.
I'm told we need to do roll call too.
Do it by voice, yes. Poll.
Saunders,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Quinn,
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, motion carries.
Robin, we didn't get her.